So this book, which I'm very pleased with, and I'd like to thank Steve and Kingston University Press for putting it together, came together during the sort of back end of lockdown and the pandemic, and then a little bit afterwards, and when I felt like I was constantly in a sort of waking dream. I was homeschooling both my sons and trying to study surrealism at the same time. And the kind of the mixture of those two things comes out as this object, an aeroscope. So the surrealists were kind of into the idea of impossible objects, and this is one of them. And an aeroscope would be, as I describe it at the beginning, and I'm going to start now. Just read the beginning of this, and you'll get a sense of it. With the exception that one of the things that happened to me during lockdown was I got sort of skittishly fixated on various things, one of which was a film called Max Mon Amour, which is a film in which a British diplomat's wife has an affair with a chimpanzee. It was made in the sort of 60s, and I was put onto it by a guy who was studying zoological surrealism, and I just got fascinated by it. So this character became me. The sort of prosthetics of the chimpanzee looks a lot like Planet of the Apes, but you could see the person behind the eyes, and I sort of felt like I was in that role somehow. So the first part of the poem sort of takes you just into the world of this kind of dream film. So I'll start here. So an aeroscope, noun, definition: resembling the kinetoscope, the early 20th century crank-handled machine into which the viewer would squint to watch a short sequence of moving images. The aeroscope offered the same experience using radically different source material, dreams. Let the film begin in the dark artery underground. 100 globes of liquid burst into forward motion, flow out as cars, surge into light. We're in a schoolroom with the kids from Zero de Conduite. Blizzard of goose feathers. This could be happening as we cross into digital aphasia, aphambia, apavia. Les détraqués. Over a panoply of smashed landscapes and the whimper of curs, 10th arrondissement. We watch amongst clutter of corks, breadcrumbs, slack-jawed observers at our picnic, half blocking the stage for moments, aiding the détournement. The trail of the octopus led me a merry dance. Now this, a balloon falls. What happens when it lands? Anything, it's true. In the ghost castle, bleached walls, flashes of itinerant me. Cross to Iris out, un tableau vivant. At one time, I live in Italy in a single-storey building, assistant to a popular singer who keeps me, her familiar, as some sort of slave, uses me to indulge her passions, wearing a velour all-in-one jumpsuit. We live in a giant four-poster somehow on its roof, another stage close to the ceiling. I'm rarely out of bed, always seemingly undressed. When I try to get dressed, either I have no clothes or can never find them. We are preparing for the launch of her new book. Her fans are coming. I'm to usher them to their seats, offer free wine, shepherd them towards the bookstall. It's baking hot. I'm sweating as I mind the guests who admire me regardless, and her assistant. At last, I slip away from the crowd. I've been naked for too long, and I find a giant football shirt, the colour of Italy's national team. It fits me like a coal sack. I run across the hot stones of the roadway, miles to go to reach my children. Where are they? Hike spool to 10th arrondissement, hushed auditorium. The picnic is finished. An empty wine bottle rolls down the aisle, smashes into the orchestra pit. A chimpanzee man gambles on stage, settles on a three-legged stool, begins to speak. Track in to the eyes. The song of Max. I tried my best to be an animal, yours. Part simian, part reptile, twinned with my own clown at birth. Sometimes I got between myself and into your plan for me. Other times I watched from eye holes. You, a cruel technicolor angel, sleek in impossible fashions, scarlet as blood, green as earth. I never loved you, how could I? You put me in a cage at dinner, believed those accounts of my antics. This was a story of you and yours, the blonde, perfect son like Jesus, the liberal husband, reason incarnate. It could never escape its progeny, this Victorian fable dressed up, a touch of Darwin, Sard, Lautréamont. No kin of mine could thrive here. I eat your food because I must. I entertain your ménage à trois, knowing the cops were always running through the woods with their dogs to detain our imagined children. Okay.